Hey sprinters, today we talk something exciting, the daily flow, how to organize your day for maximum productivity but also for your energy to get up instead of down. This framework is about longevity and resilience because the sprint philosophy means short, intense bursts of deep work, and the rest is really regeneration. And the regeneration means that you bring up your energy so you get energy in. In this video, we will walk you through something that I learned in the last 17 days from triathlon, from GTD, from Taoism, from energy management of my own life, which is being a global CEO and being somebody who's very active and very productive, but on the same time, I'm all about longevity and having a fun life and a well-balanced life. So let's see how I manage my day and how you can bring some of these principles and apply them to your context. Now, my context is global CEO, I have 2 kids, I live in Vienna, Austria, and I'm 40. Now, of course, you have to tweak it around your context, but the universal principles that we will explore here in a second, they are universal. So first thing that I do is in the evening I go to my calendar and I decide what are the next things to do tomorrow. They go into the top 3 here. So this is my task management system. So yesterday evening I went through my calendar and then I said what are the top 3 things that I need to do tomorrow. I flagged them and this comes from GTD. Really, this changed my life. So let's stop for a second here. In the evening you pick the top 3 things of the next day, and while you pick them, that's a small business meditation actually that gives you energy because you are not working, you're just looking at your work and prioritizing. I call it a small business meditation, and I learned this from my GTD coach, Sabri. Shout out to Sabri and his amazing work. And in many years of one-to-one coaching, I learned from him to simplify my system. And now it's only, as you can see here, it's projects. I have around 10 to 12 projects, and they are just a very simple sentence. Project. That's it. No milestones, nothing else in there. It's just a project. For example, the Google joint venture brought 200 clients. Done. And then we have next actions. So they are in the here and now. There are around 50 things that I can do to move the 10 projects forward, and I put them there. And out of that list, I pick the top 3 for the next day. So I go to next actions and I just move them here. And now I have the top 3 for the day. What happens next? Second tip. Now you have to inoculate yourself. Now it's the next day in the morning. Whenever you start working, you go to your workplace. In my case, it's here at home and it's my computer. So I go to the top 3, and now you need a couple systems that protect you from everything else. And when I say everything else, it's really hundreds of things that can bring you out. You have to know what is your Achilles part. And mine is definitely that if I research something that I need for this task, for example, to follow up on 3 referrals completed, and now maybe I go on LinkedIn and check them. So who is this person? Somebody referred somebody to work with us. So let me check who is this person. I open the browser. That's what I do. So this is one of my protection systems. This app is called Momentum, but there are many protection systems. One is that there are no notifications since 8 years. I have no notifications on the phone or on any device because I decide when I do something and not the other way around. So the first thing is when I go and open my browser, because I'm trying to get to LinkedIn, now I would have to input here LinkedIn, but look at this small thing that is happening. It's telling me the time, it's showing me a nice picture, which is calming and relaxing. This is also energy management, by the way, because I see people's desktops and they have like these folders on there, that would stress me and that takes energy. But I see this picture that gives me energy. These are many small designed interventions to raise up the energy during the day, so that on the next day you have even more energy for next sprint. So now you see really how it works. The top 3 are also here. So I'm going to LinkedIn, but I will not now go on autopilot and let myself be nudged by LinkedIn, because they of course, they build wonderful experience that pull you into something else. And I will not let myself be pulled, because I know the game, so I create my own system that pulls me towards wherever I want to be pulled. And so having studied psychology and being in business since 17 years, I've learned a couple of stuff that I apply myself here. So I will pull myself towards the top 3. So now I go to LinkedIn, but on the way I am reminded what I really want from LinkedIn. Because if I go without that, I will be pulled towards other stuff. That's my trigger. Whatever your trigger is, build a protection system around that. So this was the protection system. Now the third part is the daily flow. How do I manage the energy of the day? I do this on my iPad, but we have also a version for our clients who don't use the iPad, and they use this template to create their daily flow on a piece of paper. So on the right side you see what gives you energy, blue, it's plus, it's giving you more energy. And this is also done by working in. And on the left side you see minus, working out. You deplete energy. You're giving energy away. Now, if you look at Taoism or whatever system you have, framework to think about energy, it's all about, the yin and yang, keeping it balanced. And I want it even slightly on the inside. I want to see more blue than red, and I will have some red intense burst. These are the sprints of my day, but I want at least as much blue ones. And this is where context come in. You have to find out your balance. I am 40 and I have 2 kids, and I have a specific context around me. So for me, this is the perfect flow. Your exercise would be starting with the flow of the day. How do you want your energy to be? So with this flow, from 6 o'clock in the morning to 10 in the evening, I am able of being top fit, very balanced. My mood is nice, my sleep is amazing. I have fun, I have friends, and I have a good running global business. So this works for me, but you have to find your daily flow. But the principles are: think of when you want to deplete your energy and make sure you have enough things that give you energy. And the first step is, what's your dream? Always ask yourself, what's my dream right now? What do I want to bring into the world? That's your vision. It can be your business vision or your personal vision. And now create time to create your dream. This is the most important. In my case, I showed you before, it's the top 3. In this top 3, which happens from 8 to 10 in the morning for me, I create my dreams. And this time it's blocked in my calendar. Nobody can get a meeting with me or whatever. This time is deep work. It is sacred. I create my dream in that time. And now let's see the flow of the day. So the day really starts in the evening when I go to bed very early, 10 o'clock in the evening. I'm sleeping because the next day I wake up at 6 and I do some work in. So 6 to 7, I do some work in. A work in is an exercise routine that gives me energy. Think of aerobic, anaerobic. This is aerobic. In my case, it's BPM 133 is the threshold that goes from working out to working in. So my BPM until 132, I'm working in. Starting BPM 133 becomes anaerobic, so from there I would start working out. So every day in the morning I do one work in my case it's a 10 kilometers very slow run at around 125 BPM, sometimes with my friend Andy, sometimes alone, and it's in nature. And both being in this training zone and being in nature, both gives you energy. So that's work in. Other things that you could do would be slow movement, some stretching or yoga or tai chi or qigong or whatever floats your boat. Then, because I have kids, so it's family time, play time, breakfast time, etc. I have no breakfast, but I play with them. I do intermittent fasting. I eat from 12 o'clock to 8 o'clock in the evening. So, and the rest of it I don't eat. So I eat for 8 hours during the day, and the rest is fasting, which is also contributing to high energy and longevity, because there are many positive things that happen there. You can Google intermittent fasting. And 8 to 10 is the most important part of the day where I create my dreams. This is sacred and it's protected. Phone is off. Every form of messaging cannot reach me at that time. So I have a safe space where I can rock. Then comes kind of the usual work of a CEO, 10 o'clock growth task, joint ventures, partnering with other people, growing via collaborations, sales and sales team. In some periods is me doing the sales, in others is coaching the sales team. 10:30 CRM tasks, so who is where, warm leads, hot leads, what do I need to follow up with, relationships with people, really relationships, having good relationships and solving problems for people. And 11, work out. Now this is the intense, that's highly red. This is where I work out. That's, in my case, it's weightlifting, a combination of heavy weights and some metabolic exercises. It's inspired by CrossFit, and I do that for around 45 minutes. And then lunch, then comes again a business meditation. You see, I go back to something blue. I go to my project list. This is a tool from GTD. You remember? Here, let's go back. My system is projects, next actions, top 3. That's it. That's everything. And then there is a weekly review once a week. That's basically the GTD methodology, simplified and really habitualized with the help of my coach Sabri. So now I go through the project list just for a couple minutes and see, are these the top 10, top 12 projects? Or do I need to reprioritize something? Because maybe one is done, then it's checked off, and then I have now the mental bandwidth for an additional one. Or I have to refine, reprioritize something because something changed, and now I adapt the goals and the projects. So it's a small business meditation. It gives me energy again. It's blue because now I'm tired from the workout, because that's as heavy as I can do. If it's not CrossFit, I go run again. But this time it's a sprint, and I do 8 times a very fast sprint. And I'm also tired because I have been eating. Now it was 12 o'clock, so I have been fasting and breaking the fast. So this is basically my breakfast. I eat a lot there, and then I'm tired. So this is time when I do calls. And calls are basically not really creating my dreams, but I have to. There are people need some stuff, etc. So this is the time where I do calls, which is usually Zooms. Then at 5 o'clock I create content. So that's the last burst. So because every day I create some content like I'm doing right now, but at 5 o'clock I have a guest on my show. So I help them shine, and that's how I create content on that day. It lasts 25 minutes, but then there is some admin stuff to go after, and then I go to family. So the last part before I go to my family is that now I pick the top 3 of tomorrow. So I go back to my GTD system. I say, okay, what are the next actions? Here, next actions, and then I pick 3, move them to top 3. And now this is the plan of tomorrow. and then I create the flow of tomorrow, and now I can really check it off. I don't have to think about work anymore because I checked the most important things. Now I go to my family, and after a couple of minutes, because it's not far away, it's 3 rooms from here, so until I'm there, I'm really checked out from work, and I'm in a good energetic situation to be doing dinner or helping with dinner, doing the table, playing with the kids, then dining, and then again playing with the kids, bringing kids to bed. And then 8 o'clock I do stuff that is on the very blue side, that gives me energy again, is regenerating. I do reading. I do a lot of reading on the Kindle, but also on paper. I like books. I love books, you see, I love them. And we have a sauna in our home, so even in lockdown I do either an infrared sauna or sauna, and either alone or with my wife or with the kids, depending on the time. This is the evening sauna. And then, or in the summer, I don't like sauna in the summer. In the summer it's more massage, either self-massage, or we have a massage therapist coming here massaging us, which also is really good in terms of energy management, because it helps you getting out the toxins of the day and making the fascia more smooth, and really getting out the stress of the system so that you are loose again and relaxed. And now this will impact the quality of your sleep. I do not eat after 8 o'clock anymore because I will fast until 12 tomorrow. That's it, I go to sleep, and the next day starts with work with family play, and then at 8 o'clock I sit here again. But I start with clarity because the top 3, they are already there. I don't have to think. I sit here, it's 8 o'clock, I sit here, I open my MacBook, and then I see exactly what I have to do. I am inoculated against, you remember, against my distractions. And in this case, this is my specific context and situation. But as you can see, there are some universal principles, the principles of what gives you energy versus what takes energy from you. What are your dreams? What is the rest that you have to do or that you want to do? And how can you create a good flow over the day so that you never run into burnout? So basically, I never had burnout. I'm 40 years, I'm extremely productive, and I never had something like burnout because I take my energy seriously. I care about my body, my energy, my emotional energy, and these are some hints that can help you. Also, if you want a template, go and take the template. It's at strategysprints.com/tools, and you can use this template if it helps. Otherwise, just use whatever works for you in your system. But take care of your energy and make sure that your energy goes up instead of down, because that's a very important thing for life. And my goal is to become 123 years old and to be as fit and as happy as I am now with 40. So it's longevity. And I hope that you also have a day that gives you more energy, so you have a long run, a long series of sprints in your life that give you meaning and impact and everything that is wonderful about work and helping people and solving problems. Having said that, have a great day. Bye-bye.
Avoid trying to do thousands of things that doesn't work. We have 274 templates for your business success. Reach your ambitious goals with one-on-one sprint coach. We double your revenue in 90 days.